floor of her father's house. Her promise was almost undone. Under her tongue, dissolving her responsibilities to finally deny everyone with every unflattering comparison. All grown up and you don't care anymore, and you hate all the people that you used to adore, and you despise all the rumors and lies of the life you led before. Did I hear you right? You're feeling hounded and pushed around. You wanna just lay down and die. If all of this life has been such a big disappointment to you, why don't you stop blaming some guy and go give the next one a try? All grown up and you don't care anymore, and you hate all the people that you used to adore, and you despise all the rumors and lies of the life you led before. But look at yourself, you'll see you're still so young. You haven't heard the weariness that sounds so jaded on your tongue.
Ah, well, this is the present. You get it, present. I expect you all had presents you'd rather not have had. This is the present I sort of dreaded. This is the present moment. And me, well, I'm the best man they could find. Miranda and Addie, oi oi. Addie, friend of my youth. And I wish you'd leave my youth alone, he's shy. And Miranda, blushing bride, only not blushing. You know, congratulations! May you blush forever. Blushing best man, it ought to say. It's me, alone, in the present moment. I'm the one the lights caught. It's me you got a feel for now. Because you can't stop me, can you? It's my moment. Hey, look at the lovely bridesmaids. Don't they look lovely? Hey, they're not blushing either. There's Sammy and Jade and there's... Tabitha? On their behalf, I answer the toast. I answer the toast. I toast. The answer's no. You're going in the toaster. That was my first joke. It says on here, wait for the laughter to die down. Splendid. On we go. Now you're probably wondering about my present. My humble offering to the happy couple. There's a prize for guessing what's inside. I'll give you a clue. It's a high-tech device for easy listening. State-of-the-art, cutting edge. It will blow you away. Trust me. Now, who am I? I should have started there, my mother did. My name is Bailey. I do have a first name, but they tick it at the door. I've got a ticket here somewhere to get it back. But till that time, I'm Bailey. It's simpler for Addie that, just the one name. Some of you regulars at this elite venue, the Maple Vale Country Club, might perhaps know me by my other name of, "Oi, barman, where's my bloody lager?" Or, "Caddy, that is a frigging 5 iron. Well, caddy, barman, waiter, those are my slave names. But for once I'm here. I'm in with the cream. I ought perhaps to raise a glass to the Supremo who made the Maple Vale Country Club what it is today, but as you know, he happens to be the groom and he's had enough compliments for one day. Although having said that, they were mostly in his own speech. So I'm going to really thank the staff on duty here today. You suckers, having to clean up after this lot. Oh dear, there goes some more. And I'm going to say how very pleased I am to be amongst what we always call the bastard public. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have said that, should I, Eddie? It looked good on paper. Anyway, look, I'm speaking, I have the floor. Yes, I hear him going, "You'll be mopping it this time tomorrow, Bailey." Well, let's talk about today. Today began for me alone on the West Beach at 5 a.m. Alone with a drunk, unconscious man who sat up suddenly and said, "Well, this was a fine idea." And here he is, green at the gills and married, and here am I, who saved him from a fate even worse than marriage. Or at least, well, you know, neck and neck with it, I refer to death. Oh dear, I've only gone and done it. I've only gone and mentioned the one thing it says you should never mention in my handbook. Rule 1, the golden rule, don't mention it. And now I'm just drawing attention to it, aren't I? Yeah, tell you what, look at the present. Look at the present. Take your mind off death. You see, now you're thinking, he's not very funny. We feel unentertained. Who is this best man? Only his oldest friend, Addy and Bailey, A to B non-stop, you're there in no time. But if you know the two of us, you know there's really 4 of us. There is Addy, Bailey, Croft and Dennis. Sure, is how we met. Mr. Hackett's classroom seating system. We were all herded into the far corner age 13, and somehow none of us ever got over it. Even now our mates tend to begin with letters higher than F. And anyone called Williams or Yates, you shouldn't be here. It's true. Ask Croft, he's out there somewhere. Dennis, I can't actually see him, but he's out there somewhere too. Anyway, we were the Alpha Boys. Now, chance is chance. And if it's in the crowd, you get my drift. Now, just some way along from the Alpha Boys, there sat the Alpha Girls. Or Alpha Girl. Ha ha! He's remembering. He's the blushing groom. He's thinking, Bailey, don't unwrap the past. Unwrap the present. No sooner said than done. Did anyone hear the music stop? I can never hear anything but the music stop, and the parcel always comes to Bailey. There's people staring at me, people I don't know, and nor do you know me. So you don't know my sense of humour. You mean you've got no idea if you can step in, and they're filming this, I can see him. I see all of him except his face, all he can see is mine. If you start saying enough's enough and wave your arms and barge into my light, you'll be the high point of this video. The fool who didn't get the joke. The Alpha Girl was Kelly, known to all as Ashtray. Don't ask why, I think her name is something like it, but who cares? The Ashtray. We all know what we mean, eh? The sort of girl that no one ever wants around and yet she's always there, all grinning away, all teeth, all lanky hair and spots. And what we're talking here is the works. We're talking your worst nightmare, except it's ours, as it begins with A. Are you with me? Yeah? Here's a story about Addy, a tale of love and cheating. with a sting, a revelation, and a true confession. So we're, I don't know, 15, and there's this party. We get there, A, B, C, D, all the gang. We get there in Dennis's old man's car, except for Croft, who rides his brother's moped. This will prove no mere detail. Anyway, we're there, and the girls are there. All right. The girls we wouldn't mind going a round or two with, so to speak, and we're playing it cool. We're thinking, as you do, tonight may be the night. Sorry, not in Addy's case, I should just explain. Addy's got form. He's got the T-shirt, but since Miranda's looking at me again, I won't go into detail. Let's just say the rest of us have not got half a T-shirt to rub together. In those days, there was enough rubbing together going on, if you know what I mean. For you old folks, we were all virgins down the hatch. Anyway, we're outside, we're smoking in the garden, and it starts to rain, and we leg it in, and it's like, whoa! The party's over! The world's ended! The girl whose house is gone, her parents are, I don't know, in China, probably still there now, and it is bucketing down. Do you remember, Eddie? And Dennis, we've been ribbing him all night, says suddenly, there's someone in the hallway. And there she is. The ashtray. Kelly Ashtray, in flesh and bone and about 100 bangles, and no one else but her. And I'm telling you, this place was in the middle of nowhere. Not in the middle of nowhere, way out on the borders of nowhere. The people I knew who came from nowhere had never even heard of it. And the entire frigging caravan had sprinked to some hotspot where we were not required. And the ashtray is all but naked. And she's coming on to us. She's making eyes at us. Can you believe? It's a bit too much for the alpha boys. So, Addy and Croft and me, we get in the corner and we figure out this plan that Dennis can make his mark. Can post his first achievement, shall we say? Look, I know, look, it sounds crude, but boys, you know. And then we only hear it. His daddy's car's out there, and we see that bastard run up the drive, and our main hope of rescue's scuppered. There's Croft's moped. I'm off, he says, I ain't taking two. It's his idea to cut for it. He's got this deck of porno cards, it's best of three. Addy v Bailey, winner rides away on the back of the bike, the loser spends the night with all that entails. Ashtray's in the corner, sort of weirdly slow dancing with herself, and there is us three shuffling cards and praying. Addy's gone to get a beer, and when he's out the room, Croft, ever a man with a sharp eye for trading, says, I'll rig the deck for you if you flash me 30 quid. And he can do it. I've seen his card tricks. I could be at home in half an hour, and all it's going to cost me is everything I've ever saved. It's not even close. I tell you what, this is news to Addy. He thought that fate had dealt him a bad hand. He's going to kill me. Anyway, he comes back in, he says, I'm feeling lucky. And we cut, and Croft has rigged it, and I'm drawing jacks and kings, and poor old Addy is slapping down a 3. So now at last it can be told. We cheated, Croft and me. We left you there with ashtray and bats were flying out of hell and saying, oh, look at that moped go. Addy, friend, mate, boss, your night of love, or as he always tells us, his night locked in the bog while she was outside trying to pick the lock. Your night came courtesy of your best mates. What? This is a best man speech. Did you think it would be easy listening? Did you think the news would just stop breaking? Miranda and Addy, oi oi! You've come a long way, Addy. A long way from the middle of nowhere to sit beside this beauty in her, beauty. A tale of true romance for all you hardened cynics in the room. Why are we here, eh? Eh? Why are we here? Why are we eating vol-au-vents and little triangles of salmon when we could be feet up at home watching the football? What's that? Oh, apparently Croft is feet up at home watching the football. But where did it all begin? Well, with foreplay. For those of you born yesterday, foreplay's a golf term, as in the foreplay dinner dance, which happens on the last night of the tournament, so all the players can, keep on swinging. So I've been caddying for 4 days straight for Mr. Yamagaki, and Addy lets me have these 4 free tickets. So I summon up my courage, I ask my heartache of the time, who shall be nameless, plus Dennis and someone Dennis wants to bring. That someone, as it happens, is this bride, Miranda. Much water under many bridges. That afternoon, there's a phone call. It's Addy. Hey, Bailey, Rob and Jeff are sick. Don't let me down, mate. What? And would you believe it? This bloke here agrees to work the bar at the foreplay dinner dance. I can't help it. Born a saint I was. So there I am dispensing alcohol to the city's premier drunks. Sorry, do I mean golfers? While my own table is having a private night of it off in the alcove where I can't see them. But it did afford me a unique perspective on love, romance, and matters of the heart. Or should that be matters of the liver? A tale of love and getting them in. First out, waitress brings their order. What's a pint of best? That's Dennis. Diet Coke with ice, it's my ex, and Chablis. Oh, that's classy, must be this Miranda. And so it goes on like that. It goes pint, Coke, Chablis, pint, Coke, Chablis, every half hour, then it's every 20. I just can't see what's happening from the bar. The waitress just keeps coming, so to speak, with pint, Coke, Chablis. About 11, my ex has had enough of gooseberry time and gets a taxi home. Something about me women just can't get enough of. And here's me working. I was saving up for us, for a holiday. Anyway, she's gone. Same ending. Pint and Chablis. Pint and Chablis. And then the order changes. Pint, Chablis, Scotch and a twist. Oi, oi, Scotch and a twist. I know who drinks said beverage. My mates. I mean the groom. I mean my boss. Next thing I know, it is a pint plus vodka chaser, champagne, Scotch and a twist. And I can read the runes. I'm sure not breeding homes. Dennis is rattled. He's moved to spirits. She, new girl Miranda, has made a friend of Mr. Bollinger, while Addy is keeping steady with his usual. About midnight, there's a slow dance, and I see it, history being made in the light of the glitter ball, Miranda and Addy, and I get a single order for a depth charge. Now, a depth charge is a pint of best with this disgusting mentholated million% gun drop down in it. And I can read that. Dennis has lost the plot. He's ordering stupid. After the dance, it's more champagne. A magnum for the alcove. A little later on, 2 glasses, 2 cigars. 2 cigars? That means no hard feelings. That means someone won and someone didn't. A little later on, a limo home for 2, then one last order, one last lonesome cigar and a double brandy. And I'm filling it up to the brim for Dennis, my good friend, when the waitress tells me, "You better change that to a bucket, Bailey. The party's over." So there you have it. Yeah. Well, you know, it's wrong to talk behind someone's back, but he's not here, so where's the harm? But he'll tell you no hard feelings, and it's true. That was the night they met, these lovebirds of the alcove. I was there, your correspondent, in his Maple Vale tuxedo and his Maple Vale cravat, I think you call it. Anyone care to guess what gift I got them? Huh? My mum says you can't go wrong with black. Yeah, I do know, Samuel. I do know, Jade. It's an easy listening device. Didn't I say that? Yeah. No, it's helping you to listen to my stories. I mean, we can't help making stories, can we? Here's another one. A very short one. Bang! It's a bomb I've got in there! Oh, look, that woke him. So, the evening ends at 2 a.m. with me sloping against the bar with Mr. Yamaguchi, who decides, Mr. Barry, your wife has got no love. I say, I'm sorry, my wife, I don't have a wife. You have the long man there, Mr. Yamaguchi. No, it's you are the light man, Barry. The light man, Mr. Yamaguchi? No, I'm the barman. Your wife has got no love. I get in a taxi and he gives me this this card he's got with a number scribbled on it. And you may well be asking, what's this got to do with anything? But I may well ask you, well, how can you know which little arrows are pointing nowhere and which are pointing at your head? So, just sit back. Sit back, Sammy, Jade and Tabitha. Sit back and blush, bride. Sit back, be satisfied, Mr. Proud as Punch. Mr. That's him, married off to his own kind. Little Miss Cousin who don't like us. Old Mrs. Have to invite you, because quite frankly you're fading. Young master, life's a bitch. And all you relatives whose wives have got no love. And you, Vicar, sit back. Because you only have to hear this story once, and then I'm gone. Are you with me, Vicar? Does it ring a bell? You look concerned, Vicar. I'll set your mind at rest. In case you're not entirely sure if it's a bomb or not. Does that set your mind at rest? Best days of our lives, eh? Best days of our lives. You know, that always refers to something long ago. That always refers to time spent with some people you've not made the slightest effort to keep up with. Well, now you can on bestdaysofourlives.com. There's a whole website of everyone you hoped you'd left behind. Web, as in a sticky thing you're trapped in. Sight, as in sore eyes. But it's a godsend for someone, isn't it? It's a godsend for a best man with the task of digging dirt on Mr. High Achiever, Mr. I own half the town, the man the stars look up to. So I know my Yahoo from my Google, and I take a little look into the past in bestdaysofourlives.com, and hey, there they all are, sitting there as if they'd never moved, like like weeds that grew somewhere in total darkness and then the light finds them everywhere. Remembering. Enormous. And I don't want to disturb them, because that would seem like being from the future, like I'm from Star Trek. And my prime directive is not to change their world. Do you follow me? Yeah. So I go from site to site, click, move, double click. I'm scanning their depictions of their lifestyles, and they all sound the same. Not only that, they really talk as if all those years spent in that shite institution for the stupid really were the best days they've ever... Oh, Latchet. Case in point, Peter Latchet, or that shit, as we were duty-bound to call him. Latchet was a footballer. I mean, a really talented star prospect. So, of course, me and Addy, we rung him up in a deep voice. We're scouts. We're from Upton Park. We want to come and watch you play. we go along that Saturday. He's looking around for someone with a clipboard. There's no one there. I've got to give him his due. He still plays like it matters. But there's no one there. The point is, it gets a mention. His message on the website is, I once was scouted out by West Ham Football Club, but now my only contact with the game is refereeing schoolboys of a morning. And of course, they've all got children somehow. Was their time? Was that a class I missed? There's all the school all naked and facing off in two straight lines, and then I'm smoking in the bike sheds. Bingo! I'm childless. I'm a caddy. Yeah, I'll carry your bag, Crown Prince. There was this boy called Piper, apparently. His message on the website's, anyone remember me? I spent a £5 just to join the thing and tell him, no mate, no one does. He's a family man, apparently. You know, I hope they remember him. Who's that ugly bloke in the garden, Mum? Search me. But I have to join to get my message in. Any tales of a disgraceful nature relating to Mr. J.M. Addison, warmly accepted. And I wait around to see what rolls along. Oh, I forgot. You've also got the option on this site of pegging up a photo of yourself. And of the 50 losers from our year who've joined this club for dead persons, only one of them has taken them up on it. You guessed it. The ashtray. And I know I said her name was really Ashtray. It transpires her name was Kelly Asti. It still is. But bugger me! She puts the thing in brackets. The Ashtray. Like, you know, she'd better go by that name or else who'll remember her. It can't be the Ashtray. It's some woman made up like a goth. And staring out like she's always staring. She never bloody stops. And you could say she's changed. She's lost a bit of weight, okay. Her skin's cleared up. Her mouth's shut, anyway. And she's standing in what looks to me like a crime scene, but maybe where she lives. And her message reads, anytime you're passing Bramble Park, if you look up, my flat's the flat above the mobile sign. Wow, above the mobile sign, right. Really glad to know that, Kelly. Now, next time I need a bit of mobile, I'll drop by, kill two birds. Meanwhile, you've got mail. Oh, Latchet wants to meet me. Piper wants to meet me. This Piper I've never even bloody heard of, saying, I see you haven't lost your sense of humour, Bailey. Oh, and there's Warbeck, who we hated at W, you see. Yeah, that lot of wankers. And his message reads, here, you're the self-same Bailey who got a place at the Royal Acting School and said you'd be a star at the age of 25. Are you related to that bloke called Bailey who caddies for my dad at Maple Vale? Perhaps I've got you muddled. I mean, you know, I can take a joke against me. It's a fair dues. I decide I won't meet Warbeck. Always was a tosser. I meet Latchet. Oh, the most boring night of my life, at least, until I meet Piper. Worse, they have no stories. I mean, that is their hero. Man who made himself, man who made a mint. Not like me, but, you know, the bloke who caddies, serves and mops. It's a washer, I tell you, best days of our lives. I'm disappearing up my origins. It's pretty painful, I can tell you. So I leave the pub while Latchet's in the toilet, while he's just spent 2 hours of my one life saying he had a trial for Luton Town, and I am running down the street and it starts to rain. Thanks very much. And my hands are in my pockets and I find this card I got from Mr. Yamagachi with a number scribbled on it. I can still hear his voice. You'll have no love in your life, Mr. Bailey. And I don't know if you do, Mrs. This or Doctor That, but I don't. And you know, something's telling me this number is just what you think. It's something dirty. But then another voice is reading it as if I'm a sort of like a fool, an innocent like clown. And this is a number that I could use to find some, I don't know, some love. So I called the number, Sally. I called the number, Jade. The man you have returning this gracious toast on your behalf is a man who calls those numbers Tabitha. And I'm in a call box and it's ringing and it's raining hard, and that's the ledge I'm on. Somebody answers. I can hear my pulse. Listen. I said listen! Huh? A voice is saying, go to Bramble Park. So I say, yeah, I will, because it rings a bell, but I get directions anyway. And then she's saying, what would you like? And I say, can I have the normal? It just slips out, so to speak. I'll have the normal style. She says, that's fine. She sniffs and says, that's fine. And then I hear a cough. She hangs up. Double click. What? Did you think this town was the one town where no one ever lived like that? Huh? Perhaps you thought this town, the town it never rains? This town, the town no one's skint? This town, the town no one's lonely? All of them! I could have set you right that night had you been there. All of you who've never held a breath in common until now, in all together in, all together hold, and all together out. Bramble Park, a little clump of trees between estates, and by a bench I see a woman opening an umbrella, waiting with her back turned, and look, I'm not going to waste your time. You've all heard stories. You know how people can thread themselves through daylight till you can't get away from them. It's her. Of course it's her. It's Ashtray on her soaked patch of earth. This is her little park. Yamagachi's number is her number. Nothing much else is anything it was. I mean, she isn't skinny. She's sort of wasted, a little pale, and her eyes are made up but running slightly with the rain, I notice, and her hair is tied back but haywire. Nothing's normal. I'm about to run, I tell you. I've been through this film before. When Ashtray says, "Would you like a cup of tea?" Would I like a cup of tea? I say, no thanks. And suddenly, I feel like I'm falling. So I'm sitting there, I'm saying, milk, no sugar, Kelly, thanks. I visit her little lodging, Kelly Asti. And it's like I've stepped into some old rubbish soap I've watched for years. I realise I've always had that wonder about some people. What it was like to be them, to have spun away somehow from the heart of things. To live your tiny life with cups of tea and sitting in the park and making ends meet in the only ways. How'd you get to find those people, Bailey? I ask myself. Where are they? Where's the world that's sad enough to want them? Milk, no sugar. Kelly, thanks. I'm sitting here with Ashtray. I can see the rooftops. It's wet and dark out there. The sun went down, but in what city? Is it mine at all? Will I see it again? I know you, she says. You were the one at school. You were in plays. Yeah, that's true. I was in plays, I go. As that was your ambition, she said. I heard you say so in the canteen. Oh, what was for lunch? I can hear myself saying. Something we didn't like, she said. Some stew. I didn't like the stew, I only liked the chips. But when they lifted up the lids, it was always stew. I always used to say to Mrs. Gladstone, when will it be chips? And she'd always say, it's always chips tomorrow, that's the law. She was a bit peculiar. Hell, I've no idea. I may as well be on Pluto at the moment, it's so weird. And I'm looking at the ashtray. It's actually an ashtray, a real ashtray. I know, it's confusing. And her fingers, they're resting on it. And talk goes back and forth. Talk of great subjects, stew and chips. But no one's saying much about the fact that I called her on that number. So it is a relief when she lights up and says, I can't do this with mates if you don't mind. And someone's tipped the bowl of the world I live in, and everything's gone AWOL. Because I'm now some mate of Ashtrays. Right, I say, that's sensible. Finish your tea, she goes, and I think she's kicking me out, and please God, let her be kicking me out so I can maybe start my life again. Maybe have a bunch of children, or make a bomb, like I learned how to do when I was caddying for that old bloke in Demolition. Yeah, he was a class golfer for someone with no fingers. He shot an 81, he tried to give me 50 quid as a tip. I said, how do you make a bomb? He said, that's not worth a fiver, but I beg to differ. Anyway, finish your tea, she goes. And it's a question, and I have. And she fills it up, and we sit there for a flaming hour as we watch the conversation die together. Annie! true companion. For you I get the drinks in for the drunkards. For you I caddy all my afternoons. For you I sought out the dullest of the dull and was rejected by that freak that no one ever wanted to go near and whiled away the hours with PG tips and her old snapshots. I've been your best man before is what I'm saying. Yeah, long before I pulled you from the sea at dawn this morning and just stood there watching your new lease of life. Then when I'm about to leave, she says, "Look." And I say, "Look at what?" And she says, "Look." So I follow her finger to where she's pointing, to a bottle on a crowd of dusty bottles on her window ledge. "Bailey's Irish Cream. That's your bottle. It's got your name on it. I won't touch it till I see you." Whoa. What is it, folks? The thing that keeps the thing that we ought to take and bing forever beating in our minds like it's alive. Because I was back there next week on a dry Wednesday afternoon sipping Baileys from an Arsenal mug until I was drunk enough to put my question. The one thing I told myself was the only reason I'd come back there in the first place. You remember Addison? Yeah. Addy? Yeah? He's getting married. I'm his best man. Yeah, I'm collecting stories. True stories, she goes. Yeah, true stories. She's at the sink, she's washing up, she's dressed all in black in a long skirt. Somehow she doesn't look too bad. Yeah, true stories. See, I'm wondering if she'll bring back that night. The night of my escape when we cut cards to get away from her. Annie always said he locked himself in the bog while she was outside trying to pick the lock. But I'm thinking, what if there's a scoop? You know, a story or something that Annie just never got round to sharing with us. I know something, baby, she says. But it's so true, it's not a story. I mean, it's got no end. But you're his best man, so I can't tell you. Well, who do you think I am, I'm pleading? It's his wedding day. I'm not going to skewer him on his wedding day. Miranda, she says, and I'm surprised, is the bride's name. I'm wondering how she'd know when she leans over, takes another slurp and says, "He told me that Japanese." And I said, I know. "My wife has got no love." She grinned like she was grinning through a mask that wasn't grinning, that was welded on, like something lit a candle in her eyes that wasn't meant to light. A fire hazard. Stuff was done against her, you could see. I mean, look at you three bridesmaids. You can sulk until you turn the colour someone's dressed you in. But everyone in your world is for you. Not with Ashtray. I could vouch for that. How much was set against her. Why was I there, eh? Why was I there if I wasn't trying to change the way it looked to some and how I'd be? I brought it up one day. I brought it up all about it. I said, do you remember me and my mates when we cut cards to get away from you? I was ugly in those days. We were all ugly. We were just boys, I said. We used to have a laugh. We were sitting outside at the time I'm thinking of. It was the only time we ever sat outside. So I'm sitting there on this little patch of grass she shares with all the other tenants. you were just boys, well, forget it then. Water under the bridge, I said, as if it made the water flow faster, cleaner, clearer. But all it did was freeze it in our thoughts. Stew under the bridge. You're the best man. And somehow best man sounded like a curse? A mockery, like being Judas in a story? So I nodded, because that's who I felt I was. Both ways I did. Both to Addy, who he's my friend, and to Ashtray for being his best man. If you're best man, do you have to have a stag night? Well, you do. You have to have a stag night. Croft and Dennis, they could tell you stories if the bridegrooms lost the words, or they could if they were here. But I can tell you stories, can't I, Addy? I'm in quite tip-top shape, wouldn't you say, for someone with 2 litres of black Smirnoff in his brains? Boy, did we have a stag night, and boy, did I do my part. I got the girls in, I got the strippers in, and a good time was had by all. Onto this club, that club, any club. The 6 alphabet boys, Addy, Bailey, Croft, Dennis, Eames and Fisher, on the piss. The famous 5 we were, and you couldn't stop us. 4 horsemen of the apocalypse on the piss. Lock your doors, they're all expected, all 3 of them, or is it 2 these days? The dynamic couple. Never trust a barman when you're drinking. 2 litres of black Smirnoff's what it looks like, but it's only mineral water. I'm an actor now, remember? I'm an actor now, like I was that time when you told me that if I kept in with you, I could have a hotel of my own. You know, not a maple veil cravat or a caddy shack or a 2 weeks holiday or Wednesdays off, but a hotel. The acting game's a racket. London will screw you up. Stick around with me. Sky's the limit, sunshine. She told me if I brought him back to her little flat on his stag night after he passed out, she'd tell me what the secret was. So I thought, okay, you know, where's the harm in that? I'll stay sober. I'll give him a ride back when all the rest have staggered off. And okay, you know, let's see what's up. Let's see a thing we never thought we'd see. We cut the cards, the bridegroom and I, one evening all those years ago when I was desperate not to be left alone with that discarded thing. So I forked out, I cheated. I got clean away. And Addy was left there with Ashtray, the A-gang in a den. And what they did was to make love, as it's been technically referred to. What they did was to make love all night that night, because what he discovered was why she was despised by all the other girls. Because there wasn't anything she wouldn't do to get some pleasure. While we knew her as Ashtray, she was known by the cool girls as anything. Anything. When the morning came, he'd gone. She was left alone in this big house, miles from anywhere. She was in love, she said, but she can't prove it. Anything, Ashtray. she was alone. The hour came, the day began, the week began to roll, and she expected something. She expected more of what had been. One day we'll be studied closely by something, us human beings, and it will say in its language, these were ones who wanted what had been. We noticed her. We ragged him when we could. Oi, she's looking at you, Addie, and he's stone. He blanks her in the corridor. He blanks her in the gate on the way home. He blanks her. Then one day, she's shoved into a corner and she's told, yes, we can do this thing when and only when I say we do it. The rest of the time, you stay away from me, don't follow me, don't mention me, not ever. Shake on it. She's shaking, yeah, and she does. She shakes on it. And for about a year, that's how it works. Addie always says he's circuit training, he can't be reached. But he's with Ashtray, on that little hut along the beach, any hour, whatever the weather, like that pair on the Swiss clock stuck on the wheel. You see him when it's sunny. You see her when it rains. But you never see them in each other's lives. And this is fine by her because he's all there is and this is all he has for her. Time passes. She leaves school with nothing much to show. And over the next few years, we're all aware of Addie's start. He makes it. Sky's the limit. Sunshine, can you work next weekend? Mr. DeMarco needs a caddy. Oh, sure, Mr. Addison, anything. And now he's got a share in this and that. And when it's anything he wants, he knows a better place to get it. So cut a short story shorter, he tells her, get lost, Kerry. And she tells him, don't leave me. It's not really telling him anything, is it? Just saying, don't leave me. I mean, that's nothing, is it? It's more like a prayer. Don't leave me. A prayer, as in unanswerable. And he sees, if I see your face again, I'm going to have it changed physically. Do you understand? And then she's sorry. She has to show him snapshots that a friend took for her. She has to say, this proves I love you and you love me. And he says, it doesn't prove a thing. And she says, it may be true, it doesn't prove a thing, but I've got copies of them in a plastic box in a local bank. Don't leave me. He says she's dead, but she's still standing there. He tries to give her money. He pulls out his wallet like his trump card, his black ace. But money's not the same to anything. But of course, he still knows boys, so one day he sends the boys around. Maybe that'll scare her. But it does. Scare her. Yeah. Well, so that was successful. Plan A. But Addie can't just leave her, let's say, like a bomb that's ticking and could go off if no one's really watching. So he thinks like, let's make a deal. You work for me, you keep half of what you earn, you shut up about us, and I don't ever have to see you again, not ever. She doesn't really think he means he'll never see her, so she goes along. It means she can get by. She gets the businessmen from Maple Vale, Table 11. They know the kind of thing involved. Over the... Yeah, you do. And that is the boss's ashtray problem sorted. Everyone's happy. Semi-happy. Because what the boss is thinking, he wants something to make her thoroughly secure truly connected. So he sends the boys around again, only this time they bring a nice thing for her. Hello, Kelly. Do you want to come to a party? And she likes that nice thing that they've been working on so much. She wants the thing again. When can we do that? How are you fixed tomorrow? And then she needs the thing from time to time, until that time to time is every day. And then she needs money, because the thing burns money, because the thing burns everything. Although if you saw her as I saw her last night, you see this thing has done wonders for her figure. Which brings us fairly up to date. Unless, of course, you're watching this on a video. Or in another world somewhere, in some museum. The last of the stag boys staggered home to where? To the wife, or to the television, or to both. And me and Ashtray and me and Addy, we were playing the fool outside the club, except there's only one fool to play, and which one's playing? Let's all go swimming, he says. There's no one here but him and me. Let's go for a drive, I said. I'll get him in the back. He lies down. We've done this sort of thing enough. If he's drunk enough, he'll fade. And he's drunk enough. We get to Bramble Park. It's 4 a.m. I say, he's in my car asleep. We'll take my car as well. You have a car? I didn't know. Why would you know, says Kelly. We've never had to leave before. And I look behind her into the flat and it's all empty. All that's left is stuff that no one ever takes away. Where is everything? She's got this little battered old Ford. It's all loaded up with boxes so she can't see behind her. We're down in the car park and it's clear she's had it with her life. She has a cousin up north. She mentioned her. Get in your car and follow me. And without really thinking I could argue this, I could ask why I do exactly what Ashtray said. I follow her. I mean, sure, I have some trepidation. Long word, Tabitha. I'm scared of what might happen. Because I can see that she's angry. But it's a cold form of anger. Turned cold over years. And somehow I just stepped in like magic to make her wish come true. But I still don't know exactly what she's aiming for. I just know that for some reason, for no reason that I can think of, I'm for her. I'm not against her. And somehow being for a person seems to take away the willpower. Not just take away the breath. To take away the willpower. Drive down to the beach. It's moonless, dark, there's not a sign of dawn. I hear her car door slam, then nothing.
Then her footsteps crunching across the gravel. She gets in, sits beside me. My cousin says she'll sort me out, says Kelly, but I ain't seen her since I was 13. She better have changed. I've changed. I say, I've changed. And she looks at me with nothing. We'll have to stop at your place, get your things. My things, I say, by way of answer. For the journey up north. And once it's said, it's meant. I'm going with her. But I still don't know exactly why she's asked me to bring him here asleep. We mustn't wake him, says Kelly, like she's listening to my dream life. And then she told me everything. She told me what the secret was. She holds out her hand to me, and when I take it, I thought mine was cold. I realise it's the first time we've ever touched. It's brief, it's cursory, and all it means is I'm for her. But still, I felt a pull from something so far away, it felt like nothing else had any claim. Get him out the car, she mutters, getting out herself. We opened the back door. He didn't flinch or say a word. I put my arms around him from behind and eased him out, and Kelly took his legs, and with our burden dead to all of it, we stumbled down towards the beach and felt the sand underfoot. I started to lay him down now we were there, but we weren't there. Towards the water, she said, and grinning almost at this man as I stumbled down towards the edge and felt the sand under feet grow harder, firmer, and still she gave no sign that here we were to leave him. Then about 10 metres from when the water's fingers seemed to reach, Kelly lowered down his legs to the dark sand, and I lowered down his body. This is what I decided. I nodded approvingly, but like play acting, because this was insane. Do we happen to know which way the tide is turning? I asked, all innocent. It's coming in, she said, as if I was an idiot having asked. He's dead to the world, I said. I thought perhaps the facts required stating. He may not be in any position to save himself. Kelly turned. She started walking up the beach towards the car parks and the lights of town like it was some sunny August bank holiday, and she had to make her way through screaming families, and she a lady among it all, serene, unworried, certain. They blame me for it, Kelly. If any harm came to him, I was his best man. You were, I heard her say. But we all know whatever he says goes. He used to like to swim on his own at dawn, only this once he'd had too much to drink. Lives will be saved. I looked back just quickly and she was right. The tide was coming in. How long before it reached him? I've no idea. Perhaps he'd wake up at the slightest touch of the cold sea water. Maybe. Kelly had reached the car park. Her arms were around her neck and she was looking way beyond me when I got there. I don't want to go away on my own, Bailey. I need you to read my road map. my arms around her waist. I don't remember asking them to reach out, but they had done. Cupped her on both sides of Kelly's ribcage. I could feel through wool and cotton, flesh and blood. I will do. Now what you wanted done's been done. And then I looked back to where quite far away the water rushed again and then receded. And I thought it's going to cost nothing to fly, to go. It looked so far away, so faint a thing when all's considered. It can't be that all our years together, all our times, our good years, our wild times, even his name, Addison, had anything at all to do with that crumpled length of clothing on the land's edge. It's just that very deliberately I brought my hands away. I raised my finger in a kind of gesture. I meant to mean, whatever I do now, I'll come away with you. The thing you want is what I want, whatever I do now. And then I turned and I set out briskly for the sea. I filled my footsteps from before and saw his body go from nothing in my sight into an object, a monstrous object of pity, of attention. The sea was at him now. At his left side, a curl of salty sand like a client's arm ashore him. Another round his ankles, his jacket darkening, his pale trousers stained, while his blithe, empty, sleeping head did nothing. So, I got him by his shoulders and I pulled him from the tide. I pulled him till the sand was dry as dust, till it was land and now was always land. I laid him down in safety and I set out for my new life. My new life. And what do you think I saw, eh? What do you reckon, Sammy? What do you reckon, Jane? What do you think, Tabitha? As I ran across the beach towards my new life, I saw my new life looking at me. I saw it turn away and get into its car. I heard its engine start. I saw myself trying to shout out, trying to run, but I felt weighted down, paralysed, like trying to run in dreams. And then I saw my new life drive away from me, and I stopped dead on the beach without it this morning. And I just wanted to let you know that there's nothing. There's nothing, after all, left of my new life. You can relax. Death didn't make it either. This is my present. This is my wedding present. Addie, your life. To Miranda, his life. And to the rest of you, whatever lives you lead in your glad rags, here's a toast to a girl you never knew and will never know and who I'll never see again.
And just remember, when you come to wipe me off this video or silence me with labels, that a fine way to remember things forever is to wish they'd never been.
If I could read your mind, I wonder what I'd find inside you. If I could go back when you didn't have a friend beside you. You gave them all your love, and they just walked away. If I had only seen the things that you had seen, I'd hide you. When you were all alone, where did you want to go? I'll guide you. I'll be your roadmap now. I've come to take you